If you're not a producer and you're watching this video but you sell music or other products or services online, then I think you can definitely still learn a thing or two from it. This is a dense video. There's a lot of mindset-based aspects of it and the philosophy behind it, so I hope you guys enjoy. There are three phases of understanding why music producers, in my opinion, should give away free beats. They are each a different ground of understanding. There's below ground, main ground, and above ground. We're gonna go through each one of them. So here's why producers should give away free beats. And when I say free beats, I don't mean only free beats. Like, I feel like we should still be charging for them, but I'm talking about like using them for like getting emails and stuff, for generating leads, or really like using them for anything else. So let's start with below ground. A lot of producers find other ones giving away free beats and probably getting crazy results. Whether they see the results or not, they probably think it's a stupid idea. But when's the last time you heard about something and thought it was stupid after really understanding it, like understanding it to the point where you've applied it yourself more than most people who do? In my estimation, it's that if something is stupid to you, you either don't understand it enough or you don't understand enough about it. There's a lot of bitterness that comes with this too. And I feel like that's a symptom of an underlying problem. There are a lot of producers who think, if I give away free beats, then I'm saying that I don't value my brand enough. Or like, what the fuck is in it for me? I remember hearing in a book that your net worth is determined by how much more you give than get, how much more value. But I feel like the space you're coming from, like the spiritual, emotional space, when you do that is also what determines your net worth. So why not just give? There's a degree of experimentation that probably comes with this. You are going out of your way to tell your artists that you want to give them beats other people would typically charge for. But that's more effective than just expecting them to buy beats. Because by doing that alone, you already kind of knocked on the door by just offering free shit. And they already probably opened it. You know how many producers they just see in the little eye hole and don't even bother opening up the door to? Your brand is already hopping into their heads. I have sent out beats for free to so many artists. It's disgusting, and I will continue to do so. You want to know why? There are a lot of reasons, but here are two. One, just by saying I'll let them use the beats for free. That alone, I like to think, is a majority of the reason the artists are even willing to bother listening to them. If you don't offer any upfront value, like whatsoever, then they're probably not even gonna listen. But one drop of honey attracts way more flies than a gallon of bullshit. Number two, a lot of these artists really only want beats for non-profit use. They aren't even asking for free beats for profit use. They just want them so they can put them into projects that aren't going on like Spotify or iTunes. They're just going on like Spinrilla and DatPiff and shit like that, or SoundCloud or YouTube. And why try to sell something that isn't gonna be used to make something that's sold? A lot of these artists also will say that they're not big enough, so like why would they bother trying to make money with music? They want to build their brand first, and I actually think that's pretty smart. And a lot of producers will hear something like this and say, bro, that's what they want you to think. But if you look at it that way, that's really nothing more than just a self-fulfilling prophecy, even if you're right. And if you think everybody's gonna take advantage of you everywhere all the time, then all you're gonna focus on is exactly that. And if someone does the opposite, you're most likely gonna ignore it and push them away so you can continue to feed off the negativity you attract. This sounds very weird and spiritual, but I just feel like it's fucking true, okay? Expecting that something is meant to be in it for you is nothing more than a poverty mindset and an example of scarcity-based thinking more than anything. When you don't get results, it's probably because of this. Like Jay-Z said in his one song from 444, if everybody's crazy, then you're the one that's insane. Here's the main ground. Now that you hopefully understand where I'm coming from with the below ground, hopefully you can hear it and be like, okay, that might make sense, maybe that's the case. I made this video for that one producer who sees it and thinks, fuck bro, I gotta do something about this. And actually does and sees results. Because I feel like that was and kind of still is me, and I wish I saw this video so long ago. Like before I even started making beats or doing anything. Like before I understood that masturbation existed. Or before I learned how to read. Or before the first time I played Guitar Hero. Or before my bar mitzvah. But the main ground is the practical knowledge meant to propel you to the above ground. Money is an echo of value. And when people think of value, it sounds like some sort of abstract terminology that's just like not worth paying attention to. So why not start with paying attention? Because money likes to follow attention if you think about it. It's like a jealous lover. But there's so many different people trying to get attention in so many different ways. So again, why not just focus on giving it? It has been proven that the best thing physically for your biochemistry is to give. To just give and give. It's also probably really good for your psychology and mental state. I mean, making sure that you're getting out of it is something that's probably very important. And I think the people at the top are great at monitoring that for themselves or having other people do it for them. But money is an echo of value. And your value, the value you offer, is like an echo of your brand. And your brand, your reputation, the way the world sees you, that's an echo of you. So you need to figure out your highest value that you can offer again and again and again. Learn about yourself. Learn what makes you different from others. Then exploit that difference and
offer that shit.
If you want to learn more about yourself and your brand, a great book for this, I'll link it in the description, is by Sally Hogshead. Amazing expert on branding. It's called Fascinate. Here's the above ground. It has been said that the bigger the problem, the more valuable the solution. And I've heard artists, even some producers, say that artists don't need producers. I mean, maybe they don't. I'm an artist, but I don't need a producer. You know why?
Because I am my producer.
But regardless, I still need beats, obviously, that I provide for myself. So I wouldn't say artists need producers, but they definitely need beats. And I don't need beats. I want to stress that for all the fucking producers who are like, need beats. What's wrong with me? I probably need to get my medication refilled. I'm not sure why an artist wouldn't need beats, unless they're like just spoken word poets or something, and they don't even use beats. Even though producers kind of make beats, or at least can. But beats, 99.9999999% likely, are a necessity to an artist's career. And I heard somewhere, this only makes sense, that the wealthiest people are the ones who make expensive things, like luxuries, cost pretty much nothing. They take the cost down to zero, what I like to call the bitch number. Like, there are more of what used to be luxuries, there are more of those ever today that have been reduced to the cost of zero. And if that weren't true, you wouldn't even be watching this video, because you wouldn't be able to. When people say this is the greatest time to be alive in the history of humankind, that sounds cool, I gotta use that in a song. I think this is the reason for it, more than probably anything else. There are more people than ever taking things like music distribution, or electric cars, or entertainment, or fucking dating, and just squashing them down to zero. The bitch number. They're getting closer and closer, those things. If you're watching this in like 2023, they'll probably be here at the time. Maybe the beats will join them. The beats are probably going to be free. The person who makes them free, I imagine, will be the one worth the most in the community of producers. Because for some reasons, it's expensive as fuck to reduce the cost of a necessity to the bitch number. I don't know that much about those reasons, but I'm still learning about them. And whether I want to or not, unconsciously, I'm probably going to start talking about them in my videos when I know about them. Giving away free beats is a sign of a wealthy mindset, I like to think. One full of abundance, based thinking, and prosperity. There's something called reciprocity. People like reciprocating when they're just given shit for free. I mean, sometimes receiving those things can be tough. I say no to receiving so many things. When I go to places, they're like, do you want a free t-shirt? I'm like, no thanks, I'm a minimalist. I don't want your brand on my chest. I'd rather just wear a blank shirt with a solid color to show my independence as a consumer rather than obvious brand loyalty. Receiving is one of my biggest emotional problems for reasons I'd rather not talk about in this video specifically, but generally people like receiving because so many people don't like giving. And when you give, the universal law of karma kicks in to a degree. And if you don't believe in karma on a smaller scale, the law of reciprocity can kick in. Does it always kick in? Fuck no. Do not expect these things in return. But like I mentioned earlier, it's the space that you're coming from. And I feel like people are quick to forget this. But even though the internet, if you're bullshitting and it works, it probably won't be long until one person fucks the entire thing up for you by figuring it out, and you will be exposed to the point of the bitch number. The bitch number is a starting point for all of us, or most of us. If it isn't, most of us probably almost hit it even more than once on our way to the above ground. But the above ground is the place we are headed. Anything like that and beyond is ideally the direction we want ourselves in. Right? I feel like whatever we want is up there. And if you're a producer and you want to be up there, I feel like you need to be offering some sort of upfront value. That's just how marketing is today. It's about invitation. It's not about persuasion like it used to be. What do you guys think? What ground would you say you're on? I feel like everyone's on all three to a degree. Only a few elite move in the piece and one or two or three cool. You and me make it. No, I'm just kidding. But in a concrete manner, if I had to pick one for myself, it'd probably be the middle ground. I'm just out here trying to open some dialogue and get people thinking, at least. Is giving away free beats a good idea? And if so, to what extent? Speaking of which, the beats in this video were made by me. If you're interested in using any, you can find them at samuel.world. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up. There are links at the bottom of the description to all my social media. Also at the bottom of the description, there are links to my new production kits, where you can find all the equipment and software that I use to make music. If you buy any, I get commission, which helps me build this channel and keep making these videos for you guys. Make sure to leave a like if you like it, subscribe if you haven't already. If you could turn on that little bell to receive a notification every time I drop a new video, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can find me everywhere, and I'll see you then.